It's not until that we surrender to Christ is that we are able to have peace and allow Him to wrap us in His arms, His loving arms, and to really guard our steps and to guard our lives. I found myself running from that very thing. Like, I pray for God's will to be done, and He's doing His will, but guess who's in the way? I was in the way. I was in my own way because of fear and pride, and I was afraid of the unknown. I was afraid of the same thing happening again, but I just kept hearing, be still and know that I am God. I'm here for you. I want what's best for you. I have plans to prosper you and not to harm you. And that is what I had to remember. Like, God does not give us the spirit of fear, but of power and love and a sound mind. And so that fear that we feel is not from Him. It's from the enemy. And when we allow those kind of thoughts to come into our minds, it's so imperative that we cast them down so fast, because I found myself taking hold to some of these thoughts and taking hold to some of these thoughts, and I'm just like, wait a minute. In the back of my mind, I'm like, this stuff has already passed. There's nothing that I can do about this thing. This is something that's already been dealt with. So why am I sitting here dwelling on what has already happened? And it didn't make sense to me. And so the fear, like I said, once again crept in, and it tried to overtake me. And I had to realize that it was not Jesus. That's not how He wants us to think. He does not want us to operate in fear, because if we operate in fear, how are we operating in faith? Walk by faith and not by sight is what His word says, is what His word tells us to do. So when you feel like you're being overtaken by thoughts of fear and anxiety and even depression, and it may be very, very valid reasons why you have these feelings and these emotions, but it also says in the word to cast all our cares upon Christ, because He cares for us. So that is what we need to remember in those times, that we are being shot darts from the enemy. It says in Ephesians chapter 6 verses 10 through 18, for we battle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against darkness. So it's spiritual and it's not physical. It's always spiritual. So that's what I just wanted to leave you all with this morning. And I am so grateful and so thankful for God's grace and His mercy. And His love. I thank Jesus because there is a peace that comes from Him that surpasses all understanding. And that is what I want in my life. That is what I press forward to have in my life and to do